Okay, unpopular opinion. Women are supposed to be crazy. Like, I hate when people be like, oh man, one time I dated like this crazy chick. Like women are supposed to be normal. In society, it's not the problem that women are crazy. It's that women are out of order. And this is what I mean by that. So like if women were in order, this will all be very simple. Like if women were cooking and cleaning and getting married, this wouldn't be an issue. If you ask any men who date women, they'll tell you flat out, women are crazy. Here's the difference between the crazy woman that's okay and a crazy woman that's not okay. The crazy woman who's not okay, everybody can see her in the street. Everybody's been with her, everybody's dated her, and plenty of others can. Everybody knows her business. Now, the woman that's crazy and okay, she's in the house. She's kept. And that doesn't mean that she's any less crazy than a woman in the street. It just means the woman that's kept keep her crazy in the house. If you really think about it, you don't want no regular woman. And in fact, I don't even think there's a such thing as a regular woman to begin with. When I think about how crazy a woman is, first thing I think about is them being in the kitchen. In order to cook, you have to deal with fire, sharp objects, and disease. Fire because you got to cook the food, sharp objects because you got to cut it up, and disease because you got to know how to clean your fruits, your vegetables, your meats, or whatever you're preparing. Even your grains need to be washed. Now, in order to do all this, you gotta be a little crazy. You ever butcher a chicken? If you think about butchering a chicken, cooking a chicken, first of all, if you're privileged enough to go to a grocery store, you could take it out the wrap and you realize it stink a little. You gotta clean it. So, I know there's some women that take the chicken out the pack, throw it on the pan. That, to each his own. I don't do that. I clean my chicken. Then you gotta actually get the stank off of it. You gotta cut excess off of it. And then you gotta section it off. You gotta dismember this chicken. We're talking about chicken. A lot of people eat chicken. I mean, you go to chicken restaurants up and down the street. It's not strange. But if you change that chicken into something else, depending on what it is, let's say if you eat cooter, for example. And for those of you who don't know what cooter is turtle. Now, turtle and cooter probably don't sound like the same thing. But if you're a crazy woman from the South, you know that butchering a turtle is very different than butchering a chicken. And that's just the cooking part when it comes to being a woman. Cleaning a chicken, having different types of knives and cutlery, being able to dismember it properly, being able to clean it properly, putting some fire to it, whether you're sauteing it, baking it, broiling it, rotisserie style cooking it, stir frying it, or deep frying it, depending on what kind of oils you use to fry that chicken or to saute it. Are you making a Thai dish? Are you making a Chinese dish? Are you making a Southern Comfort dish? You got to think about all this stuff. And that's just eating. That's just eating. We're not going to talk about the crazy parts of a woman with that every 28 days. And then there's a trying not to get flagged by YouTube. What word do you use? There's a crime scene. And you got to make sure that nobody knows that you're cramping. And you gotta act normal the entire time. You gotta be in public. You gotta manage your hygiene. You gotta be in pain. And you go through these influxes of hormones and everything in life just keeps going. And then you gotta work with men. You gotta interact with men in public. And they ain't cramping. They just walking around. And then they talking to you. And then if you look at them funny, or if you say something to them that they don't like, they look at you like you done lost your mind. Well, sir, you would go crazy if you had to clean up a crime scene once a month too. But not trying to get over there. I guess I did get over there. Anyway, that's just being in the kitchen. That's just going through the normal cycle of if you're not pregnant, you gotta bleed. There are other things about being a woman that makes them crazy. Like in Western society, With those two little bits that I just named, I'm not even talking about the rest of the stuff, just those two little bits, eating and going through a menstrual cycle. You got to figure out a way to provide for yourself, and you got to balance dating, the mating and dating game. So there are a lot of guys that want a girl, and there's plenty of guys that'll take the first girl that jumped to them. And sometimes chicks got to learn the game. Just because a dude say he love you, doesn't mean he love you. So you got to know how to navigate mating and dating. You got to clean up a crime scene once a month, and you got to know how to properly dismember a chicken and not get offended if another woman asks you if you eat cooter. And that's just a handful of things that make women crazy. There ain't nothing wrong with it. So I think people need to stop judging women so harshly.